Hello guys, here it's Emmanuel from DiceTuga, and today we are going to talk about my previous month of October. Month of October was quite special because it had really nice moments but ended a little bit weird, and I'll talk a little bit about it by the end of the video. There was a lot of special things happening in October. There was Essen, there was Vianacon in Portugal, and a lot of you asked me, considering that I live in Belgium, why the hell did I go to Essen Spiel? Even though I was jealous by the people that went, of all the people that I could have met there, all the Instagrammers, YouTubers, all the games that I could have played, all the publishers that I could have met, it just seemed to me a bit too much. I feel like I could stress and even have like claustrophobic attacks or whatever, because I saw there was a lot of people and a lot of confusion and a lot of noise. And I really like the conventions where you go and you sit down with a group of 4 or 5 people, you play a game, and that's it. That's what I really enjoy about conventions. I don't really feel this need of getting the last hit game, the hotness Essen game that is available, that will hit probably the market in a month or two. That's really not for me. I don't have this need because there's so many games. I don't really need to go to Essen to get the last ones new in the market. It's not my thing. Actually, for me, Essen Spiel, I would like to experience it more in a side of working there, like working with a publisher or within a team where I can demo games, teach the games. That's what I really would like to experience. But though I still want to experience the other part as a visitor, and probably next year that will happen. The main event for me in October was a board game convention, Vianacon, in Viana do Castelo in Portugal, and it's mainly play board games. There is no confusion or whatsoever. I really enjoyed the convention. The organization was fantastic. The people that belong to the organization team were wonderful, welcoming, not leaving you aside, inviting me and other people to go with them if I will not find my way to somewhere. So really welcoming people, and as well the space, the building itself was very well structured for me, at least for me. You had this whole area that probably you saw in my videos on Instagram and TikTok. You had this whole area with tables that you could play board games. They had a really nice system with flags. You had I think it was red and green flag. One of them was to tell people that you were looking for players, so you would sit down in a table and you would put a red flag, and that would tell people, I'm looking for players for this game. And you had the other color that would tell people from the organization or any other person that would know the game that you are going to play, to teach you the game. So it was a very neat and cool system that I really liked. That didn't use it because there was no need, but for people that never played board games or were there to experience new board games, that was something that probably worked really well. They had a huge library. I think they had like around 500 games. There was also a space with stores. There was also some booths with the publishers, and you had upstairs a space where there was going to have some kind of speeches by designers, by YouTubers, and so on. So it was very well organized. The only thing that I missed was a place where to have a snack, so somewhere where to get a drink or something to snack without having to get out of the building. But that's really a minor thing, because you get out of the building and in 5 minutes you are in a restaurant or somewhere where you can eat. And in Portugal, yeah, you can eat really well for very little money. The space outside was really pretty. You had a huge parking lot for free, so I parked there the whole weekend, and yeah, there was no problem at all. and the building is right next to a river, so the view was super beautiful, and the only thing was that it was raining all the time, but it was actually quite charming, you know, and cozy to be inside playing board games, and outside you have the rain. The convention was starting on Friday afternoon and went until Sunday afternoon. It would close during the night, but yeah, you had plenty of time to play games. And on Friday, the first game that I played was one from Essen that I wanted to try, which was Lacrimosa. From Essen, there was a few games that I wanted to try, which was Atiwa, Woodcraft, Lacrimosa, and the Tribes of the Wind. I was only able to play Lacrimosa. I played it with Ricardo that I met on WhatsApp, and the wonderful couple of the channel and the page Jogamos, Tiago and Sara. Lovely people. We had a blast playing Lacrimosa, and it's really nice. I mean, this type of conventions, besides playing games, is for me actually the mainly event is really to meet the people and to interact with them and to get to know them better. For me, it's wonderful, and having a game there, it's just a plus. So it was really nice. And about the game Lacrimosa, it was a very neat game, very nice game, but not a game that I need in my collection. So it scratched the same itch than other games that I have, but it was a very well implemented game. I really enjoyed the theme. The theme was was well implemented on that. I think you played like kind of the wife of Mozart when he dies, writing Lacrimosa, and so you play as the wife, and you need to get other musicians to finish the musical piece. And the game was very neat. The system of the like in the player board, you can put a card on top and a card on the bottom. The one on top is your action, and on the bottom is a bonus that you'll get at the end of the turn. That was very fun. And also you could improve your actions in every round. So you could buy other cards, discard the one that you have and get a new one, and that would improve your future action. So that was very cool indeed, and something that I should have started doing it in the beginning, and something that you don't want to wait until the third or fourth round to start buying, because that can really improve your scoring in the end. The actions also are really interesting. You have like traveling, you have writing memoirs, singing to get money. But we felt that the game, and I think that I'm talking for the group here, we felt that the game was a bit too long. You have it's a 5-period game, and each period you have 4 turns per player. So we were 4 players, so there was not a lot of analysis paralysis, but still like that, we felt that for the game that it is, for the complexity of the game, that didn't really find it super complex. It's a medium game, I think. It took a little bit too long. I think by the 4th period it was the ideal point to stop. The rule book was very clear. I think that even today, some weeks after playing the game, I can still teach the game to someone. So it's very easy to teach, very easy to learn. And I think there is people out there that would really appreciate it. Not only because of the mechanics, but also because of the theme that was, for me, very well implemented. And that was for Friday. That's the only game that I played on Friday. Afterwards, we went for dinner, and we went to have dinner in a restaurant that had like 1,000 televisions just for a football match. Then Saturday came, and the first thing that I did was to go assist a speech of Orlando Sá. He's a designer. He made some games, you know. He's a Portuguese designer. He made games like called Rocio, Porto. He has one also like this one here. I don't know if you guys see it, but yeah, it's a pretty cool game. It's a pretty cool game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, called Pessoa. Talking about Pessoa, if you are interested in winning a copy of Pessoa, Orlando Sá himself provided me with a copy, and I'm currently doing a giveaway on my Instagram, so go there, check it out, maybe you'll be the lucky winner. Jokes aside, Orlando is a very dear friend of mine, and I wanted to hear his speech because it was regarding how you can go from an idea of a board game till the pitching to a publisher. And even though it was an high level discussion, and we even had like kind of a document with the steps, it was very eye-opening. Like for someone like me that never considered making a board game, like I don't even have ideas about board games, this could be something that when I have it could be my guideline to do it. So it was very interesting indeed. Unfortunately, there was other speeches that I could not attend, like from Michael Souza. I heard it was fantastic, and another colleague that I cannot recall the name right now, because I also wanted to play board games, and so that's what I did on Saturday afternoon, which was playtesting games that are about to be released. And those games that I playtested were again from Orlando Sam, and that guy should pay me some kind of commission or something. Like I'm playtesting, giving him ideas. Well, yeah, he provided me with a cup of Pessoa, so yeah, all right, I can continue doing that. We playtested 2 games of Orlando that he's working on currently. One of them was called Cube Express. Yeah, I know, Cube Express, and the guy needs to think about another name. It's a very nice game. I really enjoy the game. The only small problem is that it was broken by one of the players on the table. He broke the end score of the game, but Orlando is fixing it. But the game was very nice. Why? You need to build railways and move with your train, and you can invest on factories, and you can deliver good to other factories to increase your shares price and so on. You can drop passengers in other stations built by other players, and when you do that, other players make money and so on. So all of that is very neat. But what I really like is, besides the guy that decided to break the game, was that all of us followed different ways and we almost won the game, all of us. So I was more into not as much as building stations to have passengers dropping by, because nobody was going my way. So what I was doing is that I was investing money in factories in the area where others were traveling, so that every time they passed, they would have to pay me somehow. And that was my strategy. There was another one that his strategy was to build stations very close to each other and fill in those stations with his own not workers but maybe passengers, so that nobody else could go in that area and ask money from him. And so that every single one of us did different things. It was very not stressful, but very like I'm almost there until the end of the game, and engaging, and I really like that feeling on board games. So that will be Cube Express, so keep an eye on it because it could be something really nice. And then I playtested another one, which was also from Orlando Sam, which is called Celtae. And basically in Celtae, each player is a tribe, and you have the leader of your tribe, and we can do different actions. And so you have kind of a rondel in the middle of the board, and it's kind of worker swapping kind of mechanic. So you go to you move the meeple in the board, you move it, and in the area where you stop, you can swap one of your workers to one worker of that area, and by swapping you can maybe like do a build action. So I think the build action was with the yellow workers, so you switch one red for one yellow, and you have now maybe two yellows and one blue, and you can do a build action. And so having more workers gives you a boost on the action that you want to do. And so you could build, there was building, there was another one that was a green action where it's an action that allows you to collect cards. The building was to build citadels on that area, so there is kind of a area control thingy going on. And you also had the fighting action, which is fighting against Roman armies that could pop up around, and you can fight against them and win some extra endgame points. So that one was more difficult. This is a more advanced game. It took some time, but once you get to the flow, it's very strategic. You can see what is that you want to do, in which way you want to do your actions, because you also have bonuses on some cards, and in order to get those bonuses, maybe you need to risk a little bit more. But if you risk a little bit more, maybe the game will punish you. So there's always this tension: am I going to be able to achieve what I bid on, or not? So keep an eye on it, because that one was also very interesting, and I cannot wait to play a more final version, because Orlando still had some tweaks to do around it. But yeah, very excited about it. And these were the two games that I play tested. Unfortunately, I wanted to play test other games from Fabio Lima and from Andrés Santos, that they also were doing some play testing there. I play test the business card of Miguel Souza. You can go to check on his channel, and it was very fun. It's a simple card game, so you just have one card and you have to roll a die. And yeah, I play that in the hotel bedroom. He gave me the card and they say, okay, here's a die, here's a pencil, here's the card, play, without any rules, without playing explaining the game. It was blind play testing. And yeah, it was really fun. So I told him I want one, because it was really cool. And we went for dinner, and when we come back, it was quite late. I was very tired, and we played Sabica. Played Sabica with Orlando and Ricardo as well. We were only 3 players, and while Orlando, this is very important, because while Orlando was explaining the rules, I was sleeping. I was literally sleeping. I think I fell asleep for like 10 seconds, and even though I was sleeping, after 1 or 2 turns of me faking like I heard everything, oh yeah, sure, yeah, you want to go there, yeah, of course, I picked up about, I was able to follow the game. I understood what was, so the game was very intuitive, like to play, you know, like it was difficult. It's challenging. It's a challenging game, and it's can be difficult game, but very intuitive. You know what you can do. And one aspect, because we could not finish the game because the convention had to stop. One thing that I really liked about the game is the circular board. So I think I can call it a rondel as well, where in the beginning you place your workers in a specific space on the rondel, but then the next turns you don't place them anywhere else. You just move them one house or 2, but you need to pay to the left, and that's it. And if you can always take them out and re-put them in a place that you find more interesting for you, in order to do an action that is interesting for you, but you lose one turn for that worker. So I really like that. It kind of gives this feeling that, well, this is not very necessary, but I might still win something by doing this action, while if I pass, I might lose something, but then I can make a big damage, because I will place my worker right there where I can do some damage. So we didn't finish. We played, I think, 3 or 4 turns, but really found the game interesting. Cannot really talk a lot about the game, because it would not be fair since I didn't finish playing it. So once I play it again, maybe I'll tell more details about Sabica. And then finally it was Sunday, and the first game that I played was Agricola. I know, it's a classic and I never played, but now I understand why people get excited when a new deck of Agricola is announced, because those cards can be really interesting. I played with Meeple of Liberty, so Rita and Ugu, which I hope it becomes tradition, because we in all the conventions that I went up until now, we were able to play a game. So guys, we need to make this a tradition. And yeah, I got kicked in my butt because I mean they play Agricola, I think, I don't know how many times a year, and so Rita just collected all the wood, and me, instead of playing Agricola, I was actually it could be called a slaughterhouse, because every animal that I was getting I had to kill it immediately because I didn't have anywhere else to put them, because Rita was just collecting all the wood and creating her own nice farm where she could put all her animals, and I was just like didn't have the problem with the food in the end of the turns, which apparently everybody stressed out, oh my god, I don't have food, because it can give you -3 points in the end scoring. That's really harsh, but didn't have problems with that because I was always killing the poor animals. So really fun game. I'm considering to get it. Don't know if I will get the 15th anniversary edition, but it's certainly a game that I think I might want it in my collection. So we'll see if it will pop up. And then the last game of the convention was Orléans, another classic, another game that I never played, and probably became one of my favorite games of all time, with a mechanism that I never tried before, that probably also became one of my favorite games, mechanisms of all time, which is bag building. We had a blast in that table, not because the game is funny or whatever, but the group itself. We were just, if people were looking at our table, we were always smiling and laughing, because it was just extremely fun. We were telling jokes, and I really had a really nice feeling playing the game with that group. And it was with Tabuleiro na Mesa, which is Diogo, and Board Game Lovers, which is Fabio and Sara. So guys, that was awesome. We need to repeat that session because I really enjoyed, and you guys made Orléans go up in my top lists of all time. About Orléans, really enjoyed the bag building system. The fact that you take out workers and you need to see, okay, these are the workers that I was able to take out, what actions can I do, where can I put them, and like the fact that you can plan a little bit ahead by leaving some workers for the next turn so that you can do maybe a more powerful action. I really enjoy that, and I didn't even see the time passing. We had so much fun. And I'm trying to get Orléans. Right now I don't find it in English anywhere, but once I get it, I heard there is an expansion that makes the game soloable. Well, you can play it solo. So that was it for all the games that I played at Vianacon. I had a blast at Vianacon. For sure, I'll be there next year. Loved everything, loved all the people that I met, had only nice experience. So thank you for all of you that were present, that played the game with me, and thank you as well for the organization. That was fantastic. I cannot recommend enough Vianacon. I had a blast, so you guys, if you're interested, go there and experience it for yourself. Now for the bad part of October was that we had an accident here at home. We had the ceiling that fell on us, and now that's why there is some delays on my videos, is because now we are currently working to fix everything. Thank God this is a rental, so we don't need to worry about repairing it ourselves, but it's always annoying because we cannot use the room and we need to adapt in a lot of things. The space now is tighter, and so that doesn't allow me to make the content that I like to do. But everything will find its own way, and we will be able to get back to where we were before. But since you were a lot asking what happened, this is what happened. Fortunately, the things that were heavy damaged was only material things. For example, my copy of Dwellings of Elder Vale literally exploded. You guys already probably saw it on my Instagram video or TikTok. And a lot of components were damaged, others were lost, so I'm trying to recover it. but it was gone. So hopefully they will keep on doing the game and I get a new copy, maybe in a year or so. But yeah, the rest was only material things and everybody is fine. So thank you for all of you that asked and that cared, and that was it for this video. So that was pretty much my previous October month. Really had a blast on Vianacon. I don't recommend it enough. And that's it. So if you guys want to help me out, you can always leave a like in this video so that maybe algorithm of YouTube will find my channel somehow. Subscribe if you're interested, and you can always find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok for way more different content and funny videos. So that's it, guys. See you next time.